tutorial about SellerAmp. So here you can see that we're on the home page of an Amazon product, and you can see here that everything fits the criteria. It does not IP complain. Here you can see it's selling currently for $12.45, but I like to come over here on the SellerAmp extension on the right, and you can see that there's a 90-day total. And the 90-day total is just, in a sense, more accurate because you have a longer representation of the product and see how long it's actually been selling for. And here you could see that it's selling for, or that the 90-day average is $13.07. And here you can see I found the product for $5.48. And then it tells you the BSR, the estimated sales, the max cost you want to shoot for. And in this case, it would be a product that I wouldn't stock too heavy on, but it's kind of like that slow seller that you could possibly just make a few bucks off over the year that will accumulate. And here in SellerAmp, you see these little tabs up here, and if you click on the Google one, it shoots you over to Google and looks up the product. Sometimes the Amazon listings have like weird specific wording in them, so you'll kind of have to adjust them and check out the product. But in this case, you can see right here that Walmart is selling the product, which is nice that it takes me all this, so I don't even have to copy paste, say look for it, and then here I would just scroll through Walmart and just make sure that everything would match up. And if everything does, then in that case I would just come over here, and then I'm not signed into my Amazon Central, but if you sign in, it'll tell you if you're eligible. And if you're not, it could say you could try to auto ungate here, or it'll shoot you over to the application screen so that you can manually ungate it. And then it gives you some more information here. Here it gives you, I believe, a small Keepa chart. Not too accurate. You want to have Keepa also with SellerAmp, in my opinion, or one of these softwares, but in this case I'm showing you SellerAmp. Here it gives you a smaller Keepa graph, and you can see over here I got the bigger one, that's why we recommend to get Keepa as well. Then here you can see the calculator. If you want to do FBM, you can switch off FBA and switch on FBM. And then it shows you kind of everything that just gets calculated. This listing has no variations, but you would see variations here in the listing. And then this tab right here is one of my favorites for reverse sourcing. Here you can see all the sellers, how much stock they have, what they're selling at.
Did you know SellerAmp has a free 14-day trial, and then after that it's only $17 monthly? It's super well worth it, and if you want to use my code Giles at checkout, you'll get 50% off your first month. Here are the discount codes in the link. Alrighty, back to the video.
You can switch off FBA and switch on FBM. And then it shows you kind of everything that just gets calculated. This listing has no variations, but you would see variations here in the listing. And then this tab right here is one of my favorites for reverse sourcing. Here you can see all the sellers, how much stock they have, what they're selling at. And in this case, I'm going to go ahead and click on, I like to click on ones with, you see the stars, I like to click on the ones with under 100 stars because you kind of know that they're selling at a volume, but they're not selling too much. In this case, we'll go ahead and click on this one. Once you click on it, it'll take you over to a SellerAmp screen. And here you can see the seller name and the brands of products, the categories, and then here is where the fun begins, because you get to scroll through and just kind of see what product works for you. SellerAmp lists these from, I believe, the lowest BSR to the highest BSR, so kind of if you're scrolling through for maybe a minute or so and you see that there's not really anything profitable, you kind of want to just skip off of it because most likely there isn't. And a good example would be this second one. You can see Amazon is on this listing, and since Amazon's on this listing, I'd probably avoid this completely unless they go in and out of stock quite often, or they just don't restock as often. And it's gotten to a point where I can kind of see, it's like in this case, I know that I most likely won't be able to find this for $2 or even anywhere close to selling this unless it was like some sale. So I would just scroll on through here, click load more. The more you do this, the more you'll get like more used to it and be able to identify right away which ones are good products, which ones aren't. And then that's just one example of like going on reverse sourcing. And then if you were to come over here in settings, you can go ahead and you can put the minimum ROI, how much your prep fee would be, your miscellaneous fee, your inbound shipping, like kind of just fix and mess around with these settings. And then if you come over here back to the SellerAmp page and say you don't have a seller username, and say you wanted to type in and search up, in this case Halloween is close up, so I'll go with something like Halloween candy. It'll show up with all of these. You can see here that they barely just started getting stock on these keep-a-grabs, and you can see that Amazon's in stock. You can kind of just scroll through here, see if there's anything that you could potentially sell. Just keep scrolling. In this case, there's so many Amazon listings that I probably would have already clicked off of this. And say I want to look up Lego because Q4's coming up. Lego. Okay, you can see some Amazon again. I think most of these will probably pop up as Amazon, so if you really wanted to look at some good Lego ones, you'd have to scroll quite down unless you already have some that you're looking for. I can just kind of keep scrolling or search for something else. Say you want go to like toys, I guess. That's kind of not really niche, so that kind of will just pop up a bunch of random toys. So kind of want to keep scrolling. You can see here there's some here. Then you notice now this one does not have an extension over here on the right. If you just click on it, it'll go ahead and open up the extension for you. And like it has it up here, these little tabs. It has them over here too, so if you didn't want to open this up, you could just go over here, click this. And if you want to see the Amazon listing, you just click the A, then it shoots you over to the Amazon listing. And then here you can just come here, say scroll, see if there's anything. And yeah, guys, I guess that's really it. That's the majority of it. Like I said, if there's any variations in the listing, it would show up down here, and then you could, oh look at this one, you just click check. You can see that the pink one is the one that sells the most as of now. Shows you kind of the review percentage, and it kind of gives you this pie chart, so you can kind of do some calculations and go ahead and figure out how many times this product is actually selling, and that can really help you in the end. So yeah guys, hope you enjoyed and hope this helped out.